Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the Star Raiders capsule. This is Generation 2 Road Pig. So we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We'll have a look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We'll see how he compares with the original owner of the mould. We'll see how he looks and compares with the original Generation 2 figure of himself, and see, of course, how he looks with the other Laser Cycle Road Rocket as well. So as I start to just move all these out of the way, I'd like to thank Hasbro Pulse, because that's where I purchased this from, and as you can see, they got him to me nice, quickly and safely. And also to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. So first stage of the video, first impressions. Second stage, alternate mode. Third stage, comparisons and seeing how he looks with other toys. There's some beautiful artwork there on the side. There we go, the full, as I say, full robot there, just the head and the bust on that side. Lovely alternate mode there, and of course the Legacy United artwork on the side. 15 steps to transform, and I've already opened up the bottom just to again keep the speed of the video flowing really quick. So we've got a different background, obviously, because it's a different, I suppose, capsule is what they're officially calling it. He does come packaged in his robot mode, and let's do some first impressions. So I did really like this. As soon as I saw it, I thought the colour scheme really worked. What I also liked is the fact that we've got all this light piping on the back. I'm not sure if it works or whether or not the head is painted enough, but you can see there that we have the translucent plastic. I'm also liking the fact that they got the Generation 2 sort of logos, and sorry, the Pirates logo there, and I think, yeah, there it is, there's the Generation 2 logo on that side. So the head itself will spin all the way around, no issues whatsoever. It can look up and down at the same time. The shoulders can come out to the side, they can go around unrestricted. We do have a waist swivel. The legs will come all the way forward, right the way past the point of the splits, and the same for the other way as well. You can see the hinges in the butt and how they move on there. You've got a thigh, no, you've got like a knee swivel and a knee bend, and then you've got an ankle tilt, rock, tap, etc. And remember, this is using an old Junkian mold. I say old, it's not that old, but it is an older Junkian mold, which means that you'll be able to pull the figure to pieces. So, and for that reason, it's going to come with an abundance of accessories. So once again, guys, these are carefully sellotaped to the back of his backing card. So I'll put all these on for the third part, but I'm just going to show you them for now. So we've got the two shoulder cannons, side of the bike parts, whatever you want to use them for, and then I think this is what's going to make the figure look really good, but we'll see that again, as I say, in the third part. As far as first impressions go though, I think it looks great. Now let's have a look at him in his alternate mode. Okay guys, we're back in the alternate mode, and this is just the basic alternate mode. I'll describe that in a second, but I did just want to say, if you want to see it, the transformation process is separately uploaded. The reason for that is to keep the video length down, and indeed to use the other video as a tutorial if you need it. So this is what I mean by the basic bike, is that's without any accessories. So if you're watching this video in a few years time and you know that you haven't got all of the accessories, or the one that you're about to buy hasn't got them all, you can still display it, and I think it still looks okay. In fact, you can get away with it, I suppose, is the best way of saying it. Even though it's much better, which you're about to see with these, you can still get away with it. I love the Transformers right in there, and I love even more, as I said, that G2 logo on the side. I think the paint apps on this just work perfectly, for the gold at the front, the silver obviously for the seat, etc. I'm going to bring in the G2. This is the carded one. Now I've got to show you this, unfortunately, and that is because I can't show you the other one. I was going to transform my loose one, but it started making some horrendous noises around about this gold plastic area. So for obvious reasons, and unfortunately I've got to apologize, I'm not going to be transforming the original, but I'm going to show you again a bit more of a detailed comparison with that in a second. Because what we're going to do, we're going to take these side engines or exhausts or whatever they are. My knowledge of motorbikes, guys, isn't the greatest at all. This is going to tab in there, and then this is going to tab into this particular wheel here. So that just lines the bike up a little bit better. You'll see that everything, exactly that, I suppose the best way to say it is, it just starts to line everything up. Have I got it the right way round? No, I haven't. I've got it backwards. That's what I'm trying to do. I've got it backwards. That's going to go over there. That's going to come on the top of there. And straight away, you can see that's looking really nice. And again, much more of the G1 homage. This can be quite tricky in the fact that you can put these in a couple of different ways. What you need to make sure is that when you put this, so move the front wheel slightly out of the way. When you put this into the fist, that you've got this tab fitting in there. See, that would be wrong because it's too low down. So what I mean by that is what you need is you need the other one. And what this should fit is it should fit higher up. So let's have a look, see if I'm getting this right. That's going to be much higher up. So it should now have enough clearance off the ground. Yep, there we go. You can see now that that's not in any way going to hinder. So if I bring in the original owner of the mold as well, as I say, you can see that there. What I was basically saying is if you don't have this in the correct tab, it comes underneath and it just balances like that. And then of course the bike is both of the wheels are in fact off the floor. So that's no good whatsoever. Make sure the fists are the right way round. Bring this in here and then tab this in there. And then make sure that again, you use the fist, rotate this up into that gap. And then that works beautiful. So there you go. You can see that it's not hindering the wheels in any way. They go backwards and forwards perfectly. Let me just bring this out of the way. And again, it's what surprised me the most is how well this mold has worked. Very dubious at first, very sort of like, will it work, won't it work? And I don't think you can argue with the fact that it has. It's worked really, really well. You've still got the abundance of 5mm ports everywhere, so you can do combining, building up, adding blast effects, weapons, etc. So I think that will work again very, very well. Right, there you go. This is what I mean. Look at that. The gold at the back is brilliant. The gold in the front of the wheel, again, is brilliant. If I spin it round, same principle on the other side. It's just a great homage, to be honest. I think it works, as I said, very, very well. Let's have a look at some other figures to give you an idea of size then. So, industry standard Earthrise Prime. I've got a War for Cybertron Bumblebee there. I've just got a few random figures here just to give you an idea of size and indeed of scale. Another Bumblebee we've got here, and as I say, this is a nice deluxe size figure. So what I mean by that is it's perhaps not as long as your drag strip figure, but with all the accessories and the fact that you can pull things apart off it, makes it work very, very well. To be honest, guys, there isn't really much more to say about this particular mode. It does look good, and to be fair, it's a contender for me. One of many few figures that I actually do display in alternate mode. But there you go. Again, you let me know, and we're going to come back for the final time with him in the robot mode. Okay, then back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and of course this is where we can, I suppose, power him up. And as I was saying before, these are going to look brilliant coming off and around the back of him, and yes, they do. I love the translucent look with that. I think it just adds that extra little bit to it, which makes it look really, really good. I'll bring, as I say, the rest of the figures in a second. You've then got the choice. What I might do with these, I don't know whether to pop them in his hands, purely because I like to try and display them slightly different. So what I mean by that is if it's the same mold, I do like to try and display them differently. So with, of course, the original owner there, you can see that I've got, they made them look like rocket launchers and just put them either side, whereas with these, I'm perhaps going to pop them in his hand and have him displayed like that, which again is pretty cool. Great use, as I say, of the colour scheme, and it just really works with this particular mold. The extra thing that you can do here, of course, on the back, this is really clever. It's this one here. You can carefully detach the wheel via this part here. It's obviously brand new, so that's a bit stiff. And then you've got like a throw star wheel, which of course is very similar, there you go, to the I think it's like the Prowl mold. The only problem with that is that now that because I've got that, I do perhaps have to pop this on the shoulder, and then I can pop this in his hand, which I think again looks great. That's a pretty cool way to display, though, I'm sure. Yeah, let me know in the comments in here what you think about that displaying. In fact, that's how I'm definitely going to leave it. I think that looks quite unique, shall we say. Right, let's bring in, as I say, very quickly then, original G2 figure. Unbelievable how old this particular figure is right now. So again, you can let me know in the comments. Do you think they've done him quite good? Do you think the homage is okay? The head sculpt is brilliant. Yeah, you know, the headlights at the front, as I said, I was a little bit, is it wary? I don't know. Apprehensive is probably too strong a word. Wasn't too sure. That's probably the best thing to say about when I heard they were going to use this particular mold, but I think it's worked, and in all honesty, exactly the same as how the Road Rocket worked as well. So what we've got here then, very quickly, there's the G2 original. Let's put these here, and then I'll move them out of the way in a second, and then there you go. So if I move these here, I wonder if we can get them all in screen just for you to see that. Again, I think they've done a good job. I know they've just used existing molds, but I think it worked, and I do think it has worked really well. The obvious bonus that you can do if you really wanted to is you could start to pull this apart and start to maybe power up this particular figure. I think I might do some of that in a separate video. As I say, when I get the rest of the Star Raiders, I'll do the powered up lockdown video, etc. But I think, yeah, with the throw star there, with the throw star there, I think they tend to look really, really good. Last few figures then, just I suppose bring in to give you an idea of scale and size. I'm lucky enough to still be borrowing this one at the moment. So there you go. There's your choice of which primes you want to put them with. Let's move them out of the way. Oh, I thought I was going to knock that one over. If you collect G1, to give you an idea, that's how big it is with G1. More deluxe figures across different toy lines, just to give you some idea, as I say, of height, etc. Nowhere near Voyager, but a nice, decent sized deluxe. That's a core class, obviously, and then a couple of third parties. We've got a Magic Square, I've got a New Age, and then I've got an Iron Factory as well. So all them, again, I know they're not supposed to scale, but it depends what toy line you collect if you want to know how big they are. But to be honest, guys, nothing more to say about this particular figure. Nice little bonus. Again, goes really well, goes especially well with the other of the team, and the color schemes with the translucent blues there and the translucent pinks there. I'm sure you'll agree, I think they work really, really well. So there you go. Nothing else to say about this figure at all. Genuinely surprised me how good it is. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Take care.